Going viral on LinkedIn is not easy. You probably need to be posting 4 or 5 times a week and spending countless hours just trying to craft the perfect LinkedIn post. Today, I'm going to show you how to solve that. We're going to use AI through NAN to craft the perfect LinkedIn post and hopefully save you a ton of time doing so as well. I'm going to show you the exact flow, the prompts that I use to get it perfect, and how I manage to store them as well. And for those who don't know me, my name is Moise. And for the last 4 to 5 years, I've been advising executives at large firms on the AI strategies. And now I'm here to help the broader audience to share my knowledge on how to implement and take advantage of AI. Okay, while we're getting started, I want to show you what makes a perfect LinkedIn post, or at least one that can help you go viral. So here's an example of an influencer who's doing really well on LinkedIn. And there's a certain format to the posts they have. They have really short sentences. It doesn't really go beyond about 1,000 characters long, one liner. And there's a call to action to click on a link or send a DM. And you can see that this version repeats across different posts, LinkedIn posts as well. So we want to try and create a similar format to something like this, because this is really what's going to be effective to help you make the most of LinkedIn and get your posts going super viral as well. So if we jump into NAN, I'll show you exactly how the flow looks like. So this is the NAN flow that we have going on over here. It's really simple, to be honest, and it's really quick to generate. We don't need to overcomplicate this process. And of course, you can extend it further, but there's two parts to it. There's a part where we gather ideas. So we look at all previous LinkedIn posts. And as a caveat, you need to have a couple of examples from your side. And then we need to be able to generate the idea and then finally be able to publish it as well. That's the simple process behind it. And what I've got a database of some LinkedIn posts from myself. So if I just show you on my Google Sheets, so what I've got here is 3 LinkedIn posts. I've given them a post name, the actual description of the post, and the status as well. So we've got 3: post name, AI wake up call, behind the scenes, and also a visionary thought leader. Now, within each of these, there is a similar theme to what you saw on the LinkedIn example I gave you. And we want to create another version and add another row to this Excel sheet so that, we have control over what we're actually going to be posting. And if we want to make any tweaks, rather than letting the AI just post it for yourself. So yeah, we're going to just go ahead into NAN. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that and what the steps are. So going back into our flow, the first step is a scheduled trigger. So this is really going to say how often you want to be able to gather your ideas and generate it as well. And in here, we have a set schema of when we want to trigger. We can say how many days we want, what time we want to trigger it. So in this case, I've got every day at 5 a.m., just trigger a workflow. And I mean, you can change it to more often. You can trigger it on demand whenever you want to, but this is just so we get a daily idea of some new ideas basically happening every single day. Now, the next step is about getting past ideas. So what we want to do is get a Google Sheet. So if I click here, Google Sheets, and click the plus arrow here, we have different options: create spreadsheet, delete, append. And what we want to do is get rows in the sheet, right? That's the one near the bottom. We want to grab that one. And what this is going to do is this is going to be able to read the rows that you saw previously on the Google Sheet. So if I just double click this and show you what's inside. So because we ran our schedule trigger, we can see the outputs on the left-hand side. And what we want to be able to do in order to get our values from the sheet is we need to connect it to a Google Drive account. So over here, you have a little icon here to add your API credentials. We can select sheets with a document, get rows, and it'll automatically give you an option if you click from list of all your different sheets that you have, all your different Excel sheets that you have, and then you can select a certain sheet name that you want into it as well. And it'll just extract all the rows that are sitting behind it. So once you've got it connected up, it should be easy to just connect and get the rows that you want using these steps. So that's the process of getting your past ideas. And that's really just making sure we ingest it into the NAN process. Now, in order to make it a lot more easier for the AI to consume and use, we want to just combine these different ideas all into one. So I've written some custom code in here as well. And to be honest, this was AI generated. And so what this custom code is doing is just making sure I take all my posts from the left-hand side. So this is the output of the Google Sheet, the row numbers, the post names. You saw this AI wake up call in my sheet before, and the actual post. And what we're doing, we're just combining and merging these together. So it's just a 3-line code, and it just makes it easier to input into our AI. So they're kind of all combined together. And it gets that kind of full length of information when we put it into the AI. And generally, when you see the tick marks over here, that means the execution is done. And you can press the play icon at the top in order to execute it too. I've just pinned the last couple of steps just so I don't have to rerun it again. But if I unpin it, it should work. So those 3 steps are about gathering your ideas. We're scheduling a trigger, we're collecting it from our Google Sheet, and we're just merging them all together. And we can see here that there's an indication of 3 items. That means it's read kind of 3 rows on our Google Sheets as well, which is a good sign. It's read everything. Now, the next step, the fun part, we want to generate our ideas and what makes a new idea. So what I've got here is an AI agent. And if I click the plus sign on the right, and if we click this top one called AI, and we click AI agent, you'll be able to get the exact same icon that I have. And when you click on this, there's 3 options you're going to get. You're going to get a model option, you're going to get an option to input memories, and an option for tools. So I've got 1 model and I've got 2 tools added in. And so we've got in our AI idea generator, if I just double click this to show you. So in here, we're giving it a name and saying what agent it's going to be called. We have the outputs on the left-hand side for our merged posts and the previous nodes that we've executed to. We have 2 prompts. So one is a user message, and then one is going to be a system message. So in the user message, we just want to give simple instructions on what we want to basically achieve and what user persona we want to do. So I'm saying here, come up with a new valuable piece of a LinkedIn post and prepare it in terms of post name, posts, and status we want to be able to execute, and linking in the merge posts that we've had from before as well. And then the system prompt is normally something you type in the chat GPT. So I've given it, if I just expand this out a little bit just to show you the details of how it looks like, I've given it a role to show you are a top LinkedIn influencer and founder of an AI agency with 10 years of experience. You've previously written these LinkedIn posts, you have a specific task, and this is the type of structure we want to follow in our LinkedIn post with a call to action and some extra language on keeping it on its length and the tone as well, and just linking back into those merge posts user for reference too. So this should give us, this is probably a good prompt for us to really generate the next LinkedIn post we want to get. And you can refine this further. I mean, I put in 3 LinkedIn posts in here, but maybe you don't want to put a number in if you're going to continuously use this. But that's just to give you an idea of what prompt to use and how I've thought about doing the prompting too. And in the output on the right-hand side, you'll see there's a post basically being generated. That's because I've already run it. But if I go back, there's also the OpenAI model, which has made it work. I've got a tool calling function, which we'll go over to, and I've got an output parser as well. So the OpenAI chat model is really the brain of the AI agent. So very simply, you need to just connect it to an OpenAI account and pick from a drop-down list of whatever model you want to pick. You can change it from OpenAI to Anthropic to whatever model you want. NAN has all of those features inside it as well. So it should be pretty simple to be able to pick that up. The next section, which is a really interesting one, is tool. So as part of the process of building a LinkedIn post, we can't just rely purely on what we've generated. We need to be able to look externally. And in a lot of scenarios, you want to get external information from the web to help you with some of your research. And Perplexity is a great tool to help you do some research. So I've put a Perplexity tool in here. And if I just double click to show you what's inside, I've got a similar structure to what we had in the AI agent section, where we've got a description of call this tool to make a web search query using Perplexity. and it automatically looked at all the relevant websites, etc. that we want. And what we're really doing here is we're going to call a separate NAN node or a separate NAN workflow, which has the process of being able to do the research. And the reason why we have to have a separate workflow is because it's all interlinked with one agent. If we had the research happening at once, the summarization happening at once, and then we want to have it in a sequential flow, then we could have incorporated it in the same workflow. But in this scenario, when we want to have it working in parallel, we can call it a separate NAN workflow. So let me just show you how that looks like. So this is a Perplexity research tool I've got. It really compromises of 3 stages. So executing another workflow. So the workflow you saw before, when that one runs, this should execute the actual research function and how we want the output to look. So if I click on when executed by another workflow, what this is going to do is just have the name query inside it and string. And what this can read as is in my previous flow, we can see we have parameters.query, and I've connected it over here to that workflow called Perplexity Research. So you can see how these are both interconnected to each other. And the next stage is the actual research that we wanted to do. So we've got on here when executed by another workflow, we want to have a post request. We have this URL for Perplexity that gets generated. We want to put our Perplexity credentials inside. You can use the edit icon to add your credentials and your API key. Then you want to click send body, turn that on, and use JSON. And I've got a JSON body here, which helps structure the prompt. So the model is Sonar that we're going to pick. We have the message, so the system prompt, and giving it a prompt of a researcher and what you want the research to essentially be doing all the time, and doing the scanning behind it. Then we have the role, the content, and some other functions on really curating our AI that we are going to do. And then in the output, we get the ID, the model, the citations, which is what Perplexity uses to really come up with it, and a lot of different information regarding bits and pieces that can really help us generate our LinkedIn post too. And finally, in the output, we just are showing that we want to be able to call the contents section over here to be able to grab the ideas that we want. So it's just making sure we have it mapped to a proper output that can be read by the first workflow that we saw. So I think that's a pretty unique feature of this model where we're doing a lot of looking into about a lot of parallel processing going on, but hopefully it helps us with getting a really good prompt. So if I just click run again, just to show you how all of this looks like. So we've got the schedule, we've got our past ideas, we've got our ideas, and we can see that we've got some ticks in here. Our output's working, OpenAI model's working, idea generator's working. That means it's read the Perplexity tool as well. And then finally, we have save posts. So what we want to do is add an extra row to our Google Sheet of when the new post gets generated. So I can click the play sign over here to let it all load up and see if it generates something interesting. Okay, so that's all working. And if we go back to our Google Sheets, we should hopefully see a 4th row popping up. So remember, last time we had 3 rows: AI wake up call, behind the scenes, and visionary thought leader. And now what we've got is a new post. So let's see what this one's about. This will be interesting. So the title is going to be the AI agent ROI no one talks about. Okay, I think that's quite interesting. Oh, so it's very catchy. You think AI implementation is about automation, think again. So augmentation, the results. So these results are ones that have been searched off from the web. So great for Perplexity to be able to do the research. And we've also got a call to action as well. So I'm pretty sure if you didn't know this was generated by AI, you could think it's quite real because it's in the same format as some of the other ones. And with this one, you can add the word posted if you want to post it, or you can keep on generating more and more posts that you want to add to rows here. And the more that you add in here, the more it will feed the AI and the better that it will get in terms of the LinkedIn post that you generate too. So it's a nice way to just track the database that we have. So that's pretty much the way that you can generate LinkedIn posts, and it looks quite realistic. So I hope you found that super useful and you're ready to build your own AI generated LinkedIn And yeah, hopefully this makes you go viral on LinkedIn as well. This is one of many ideas that I have stored in my database, and you can check out the rest of my ideas in the link below. If you do own a business, and you do want some help with marketing or finding out how you can create perfect LinkedIn posts for your own business, do get in touch below. I actually run my own AI agency, and my contact details are below if you do want to get in touch. And with that, do make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Hopefully, you enjoyed this one.